This is James Thorton. He's the CEO of ClientEarth, and ClientEarth is an organisation that James set up. It's a group of lawyers who are committed to environmental change. There's a sort of cultural revolution going on, and it's a revolution of people realising that their governments aren't serving them very well on certain extremely important issues, particularly climate change, and so they're looking around for other ways of managing their affairs. And I think ClientEarth is an example of one of those other ways.
Well, the ClientEarth Forum is actually a unique opportunity to see what people are thinking about the environment across the world. So we have myself representing the United States and Europe. I live in London now, having practiced law in London, Brussels, New York, California, and we have a lawyer from France and Brussels coming as well, in the context of a whole group of environmental activists from Australia. So we'd like to share what we're doing and what we've learned about environmental problems, environmental solutions around the world, and we're here to learn them from people here as well.
I think what James and I are both fascinated by is the possibility that this crisis, the climate change crisis, might be the occasion for a sort of revitalization of society and politics in general. And to me, it opens the door to some new ways, new forms of governance. Governance of global issues ought to be done globally. We don't do that at the moment. So as a result, a very big problem like climate change isn't really addressed by anybody because it's not in any national government's interest to pursue that too far.
We've been very much involved with legislation in Brussels and in London. And one of the things we have also done recently is to turn the government in the UK around on building new coal-fired power plants. Building a new coal plant is about the worst thing we can do as a species right now, for reasons many people here will understand. So much CO2 per kilowatt hour. Really the worst thing we can do. And the British government was just getting ready to authorize a whole new generation of coal-fired power plants. After a year of litigation, we turned them around on that. That's really hopeful because we're a very small group, really, and we're a small bunch of lawyers. And the idea that I have about that is if such a small group can turn a government around on such an important issue, there is hope for citizens to move the world in a better direction. I really see that we need to have a new story, a new narrative of how we want to go forward as a culture. And for me, that takes two aspects. One is the very detailed understanding of how governments work, how societies work, that lawyers have, that creative lawyers can help fashion. But the other is inspiration. And if we're going to have a positive vision, it needs to be an inspiring vision. And the last time we did this was in the Renaissance, and art was central to the process. So what I want to do is to work closely with Brian and other creative artists to try and shape this positive vision together.